Jessica with Dining Traveler, and I'm here with Chef Jamiee Arzeno, who is the culinary director of the James Beard House. And I just found out that this is a relatively new position. You've been doing this for a year, so can you tell me a little bit of what your duties are?
Sure. My duties are to make sure that the chefs that come here to visit have everything they absolutely need in order to make their evening and the dinner that they've prepared for months go as close to perfect as it can come, you know, and make sure that they're supported throughout the night and that they have a great kitchen experience, because while, you know, the members come to enjoy their food and, like, you know, they've had all these accolades in order to get here, and this is a big experience for the members, it's a bigger experience for the chef. And from my point of view, like, I want them to feel like the guests that sat down at the table to eat their food. I want them to feel like you're supported by every single person in this room. You know, we're here to make sure you have a great time and a great night.
For a lot of people that are not familiar with the James Beard House, this is a huge deal for chefs to be able to cook here, and it has a very good reputation. A lot of people, very high profile people, celebrities come here to eat, so I know that it's a really big deal for a lot of these chefs.
So it's like the Oscars of the culinary world, and it's not even so much the high profile people that come to eat here and the celebrities, but it's also the high profile chefs that we get. In my first year working here, before I got into this role, which is brand new to the organization, we never had a culinary director. It's something that was lacking for a very long time, and I'm really grateful that I'm the person who gets to do this. I volunteered here years ago as a student, and so those memories help me navigate the chef and the experience for them to make sure it's a good experience, because I didn't have always great experiences as a volunteer here, but I could see, like, the little things that were happening where there was a hole in the crack, if you will, like, you know, where things were falling through the cracks, where chefs needed support. And so I wanted to fill those cracks, and I'm glad that, you know, they created the role, and I was here at the right place and the right time to do that. But the chefs that come here are equally, like, just as, like, to me, they're celebrities. You've had Massimo Bottura here. We've had Anand Gagan was here, and that was my first experience as a server here. I got to work with those chefs. I volunteered to come cook the day that Massimo was here, because it was just like, I was just blown away. Like, wow, we have all these amazing people. How great would it be to work with, like, these chefs every day? And then all of a sudden, like, poof, here I am. There have been chefs that are so known, like Massimo, that yes, it was an amazing and phenomenal experience. And then there were chefs that, like, it was their first time ever coming to the house, and they're, like, very rare in the region of the country that they're in, but I was, like, blown away by this person. You know, just the flavors, their work ethic, their technique, like, you see everything.
Do you have any favorites that are not, like, the super celebrity chefs, but anybody that has come through here that maybe is not well known, that you were completely blown away by them, that you still think about that meal?
Every night I get to fall in love with another person, like, you know, and their style and their food, because, like, food is, like, it's like the language of love for me, you know. So if I share and break bread and cook with somebody, it's like I'm gonna end up falling in love with these people. I mean, Amy Brandywine, but she's very well known, and she's from DC. Yeah, she's absolutely, like, one of the people I love. I have a very, very soft spot in my heart for Paxito from Puerto Rico. When he came to do the, that was one of my first dining.
That's when I met you.
Exactly. So absolutely love him and his food, but now he's, like, very well known. And, you know, well deserved. I'm really proud of him. And there's another chef out of DC. Actually, he's from Maryland, Ashish. He works, he owns Duck Duck Goose. Yes. Had a great experience with him. Like, it was just, there's so many amazing people out there doing really amazing things, and very talented, and just great, and diverse. Like, very diverse.
The names that you gave out, it's like totally different backgrounds and specialties. Yes. So you're half Boricua. Yes. Yeah, half African American, and we talked a little bit about, you're from Ponce, I'm from Guayama, so we're both Southerners. And what does it mean to you to be a Latina, especially an Afro-Latina chef, doing this and being part of the culinary world? How did you get started?
I get started, I would have to say, in my grandmother's kitchen. You know, I got started by, like, looking for a safe space to be when I didn't want to be hanging out with my cousins, or, you know. or being like picked on or whatever have you. And the kitchen became my safe space. So I'd always be up underneath my grandmother and my uncle, who would come every year from Puerto Rico every summer and like cook these amazing meals. And my other grandmother, my African American grandmother, was like amazing cook, but she was also an amazing baker. So I had like the savory and the sweet all covered. I wanted to be a chef. I remember watching like Julia Childs on TV and James Beard, and from the time I was little, I'm like, food was a thing. You know, like I was the one that my mom asked me on my 5th birthday, like, where do you want to go? I want to go eat duck. You know, like I was that kid at 5, like, oh, I want to go eat duck at my uncle's restaurant.
You sound like my daughter now.
You know, and it's like, yeah, that's what I want. And I just loved food. And so coming here to volunteer was what really opened up my eyes to like the possibility of like, wow, this world is so vast and so dynamic. Like, this is what I want. But at the same time, way back then, when I was coming here to volunteer, I was a student from New York Tech coming to volunteer here to do dinners. There were no women in the kitchen. Every volunteer option that I had here, I never saw a woman in the kitchen. I definitely didn't see people of color. And so it was kind of like super exciting, and at the same time, like, oh, like, this is a world maybe I don't belong in. You know, like I don't see myself reflected here.
And it's interesting because one of the things that growing up, especially growing up in Puerto Rico, and you know, I was actually one of those few people, and my dad was actually a really good cook too, but so was my mom, but we learned how to cook through our mothers and our aunts, and I just find it very interesting how we have all this, and in many cultures, right? The mother's the one cooking, the abuela, the grandmother, and then we go to restaurants and we see men running the kitchens, which is like...
That was shocking at first.
Very ironic. And do you see kind of a change in tide with that, and with women owning restaurants, being chefs? Like, where do you see that going? Because I'm very excited about that, especially seeing Latinas out there.
I'm super excited about it. The first person that excited me about it was Lydia Bastianich. She came to do a talk at our school, and at first I thought, oh, well, her husband, you know, he's well known in the industry, and that's how she got to like be a chef at the restaurant. I didn't really know her food, so that was what was like my background conversation in my mind. But when she brought in her sous chef to introduce to us, and I saw that woman walk in the room, and I was like, that's the sous chef? Oh wait, there's 2 women in the kitchen? Like, then it was like, oh, there's hope happening here. You know, that this is a possibility. And it's just like, for me to even be in this role, like every day I get to like be wowed by like, I get to stand in this like the most lauded kitchen in the universe to me, like, you know, the most celebrated kitchen in the country. Every day I get to stand there with other people, you know, when I never imagined that that was a possibility for women at all.
Hashtag dream job alert.
Yeah. You know, and like today, and you know, I've done almost close to over 200 dinners so far. Like, I'm coming up on a year anniversary in another week. But the number of women that have come through this kitchen since I've started this role, it's like I feel like they might be like, what's wrong with this girl? Because I see them, I'm like, oh my God, and I embrace them and hug them, like, I'm so happy to see you, and they're like, wow, she really means it. I like, because I get so excited, because I know, like, you may not know this. I'm thinking to myself when I'm meeting them, like, there were never women in this kitchen when I came here. So it's like a big deal for me to welcome you into this kitchen and like see you here and watch you be amazing and great and talented in this space. You know, like every day I get to do that.
So can you tell us a little bit how can someone volunteer at the James Beard Foundation?
They can reach out to us through our website. Shelly Menajed is the person leading that program right now, and if you reach out to her, there's a whole process. You can put in an application. You do have to be a student, a current student, and then we reach out to you and start putting you into like, there's a list, you know, so we start filling you in when a time becomes available, and you can send in emails and saying like, I really want to work with this specific chef, I'm from that region, you know, their food interests me, their technique interests me, you know, anything like that, and she'll try to get you in there as much as she can. In our emails that we have a chef that's coming to James Beard and you're from their city, write them and say, hey, I see that you're going to James Beard. Do you have enough staff to help? And so you can say, I can go there and meet you there. I'd love to help, but I'd love to be part of your team and volunteer with you. We've had a number of people that came in with chefs who were volunteers from the chef's states or from other schools and they were from that state, and they reached out to the chef directly and said, can I come work with you on this dinner? Can I come help you? And the chef's, yeah. come on, or they say maybe no another time or whatever. But the best thing to do is get a real world experience.
And establishing those relationships.
Create the relationship. Establish the relationship. If you reach out to them, be genuine in reaching out to them. Ask them questions that are really going to provoke them to respond to you, like about something, a technique you've seen them use or develop, a menu item or an ingredient that you've heard them talk about or use often. Really catch their attention that way, and always be ready to offer your service for free for a moment, so that you can learn from them and just be exposed.
And I think that a lot of people, especially in the creative world, they're like, oh, I don't want to work for free, or there's always that pushback. And we're not telling you to work 40 hours for free, but in many areas, this is the way you can get to be known.
Exactly. And it's never really for free. I mean, you have to look at it from a different perspective and a different
lens. It's like paying for a class.
It's investing in yourself.
Yes.
Right? If this is the world that you want to live in and you want to be in, the investment is your time. So invest your time, give your time to that person, give your focus and attention to them, and then you'll get back with your return on your investment.
Now people. Thank you so much. Her name is Chef Jamiee Arzeno.
Yes.
And where can they find you?
They can find me here at the James Beard Foundation. You can also find me at Chic Peas NYC, CHICPEAS. That is my personal brand and business. And hopefully soon you'll find me in Brooklyn, because we're going to be opening up a raw space for pop-ups for chefs.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
So you're going to be a very busy lady. I'm glad I caught you right now.
Yes, I received that. Yes, I'm going to be very busy.
Well, thank you so much, Chef. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Eres un orgullo latino, un orgullo boricua.
Gracias. Orgullo es mío.
Gracias. Bye.
Bye.